Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Horror Corner. I'm your host, Sean Patrick Gersh, and this week we are doing a live stream commentary for the immortal classic Halloween, the original masterpiece from 1978. Yes. Last time you saw me do a live stream commentary on Halloween from 2018. But this time we are going back to the classic, the ultimate Halloween film, the ultimate slasher film, by which all slasher movies must be measured, I believe, at least in my opinion, and that is the original Halloween. And I'm sure you guys know how much I love this film if you watch my channel at all. It's my absolute favorite movie of all time, period. Not just horror film, but my favorite movie ever. Definitely expect to hear some quotes from the film while you're watching. Probably going to do some Dr. Loomis impressions. Who knows? You never know what you might get. But we're going to have fun, that's for sure. I've been looking forward to doing this for a while now, and I just happen to have some time in my hands. And let me just take a look at, make sure things look all right on the stream here. All right, it seems to look all right. There I am. All right, I can hear myself, so must be going okay. All right, let's get that off there. I'll probably BS with you guys for a few minutes, give you a chance to grab your copy of Halloween, put it in the DVD or the Blu-ray or the 4K player, which I just got this 4K release of Halloween. Really been looking forward to getting my hands on this bad boy. So yeah, very excited about this. And I will say I did watch it once, and the sound quality is just phenomenal on this. It's amazing. Which I think that's the best part of the 4K of Halloween is the sound. It's just incredible. So grab your copies of Halloween. I'll give you guys a few minutes while I shoot the breeze for a little bit. And don't tell me you don't have a copy of Halloween, because shame on you if you don't have a copy of Halloween. Don't call yourself a Halloween or a horror fan in general if you don't have a copy of Halloween. Hey, what's up, Sean Blue Digital in the chat? What's going on? Welcome to the Horror Corner. So, Sean, we're doing a live stream commentary of the original classic, the masterpiece from John Carpenter, and that is Halloween from 1978. A couple weeks ago, I did Halloween 2018. That was a lot of fun, although I did have some technical difficulty on that one for a few minutes, but it worked out pretty well overall. Nothing much, just got done work and ready to do nothing tonight. Nice. I worked today myself. Just a half day today, so it wasn't too bad. But last night I worked a double, so yeah, I'm still tired from that, and I didn't sleep too much. But I figured I got some free time in my hands at the moment. I thought it'd be cool to do a stream. Now, this is a stream at just me, so I'm hoping the Wi-Fi holds up this time, because I am using the laptop. I have been having good luck with the phone at being a guest on other people's streams. Yes, Sean Blue, such a classic, and I watched Halloween 2 a couple weeks ago. Nice. Hey, if all goes well on this, maybe we'll do Halloween 2. I would love doing the Halloween 2 as well. As I was saying, expect some Dr. Loomis quotes tonight and some impressions. I can't do the others too well, but I think I can do a decent Dr. Loomis. Only because I've seen the movie so many times. So, guys, grab your copy of Halloween, and we'll get ready to start this bad boy in a little bit. This isn't a man. I was almost gonna quote part 2, but we haven't done that one yet. You're talking about him as if he were a human being. That part of him died years ago. That was part 2, though. Well, there's plenty of great quotes in the original, that's for sure. My favorite horror film, my favorite slasher film, my favorite film, Halloween, 1978, the masterpiece. I mean, come on. Where would the slasher genre be today if it wasn't for Halloween? Of course, you could say, Black Christmas had a lot of influence on the 80s slashers, and obviously Friday the 13th directly was a huge influence on the slasher boom. But I think Halloween probably more than any. Hey, Collector Man, what's up? I have several copies. Which one should I choose? I'm ready for the shape. Yes. I don't know. I'm using my 4K. I have a couple others too. I have the regular Blu-ray from Anchor Bay. What else do I have? I have the old school DVD. I don't have the VHS though. Whatever copy you want, dude. But it's not the TV version that I'm watching. It's the regular theatrical cut. So if you put in the TV version, it might throw you off a little bit. Although I really like those scenes that they filmed for the TV version. Honestly, I should get a copy of the TV cut of Halloween, because I know there is a version of that on DVD. Because I really liked some of those scenes, like when he's in the conference room trying to talk to those doctors about Michael. I am begging you to reconsider your decision. Hey, what up, Trash Stash? What's going on, dude? Hey, welcome everybody in the chat. We got Sean Blue Digital, Collector Man, the Trash Stash. Welcome to the live commentary of Halloween from 1978, starring Donald Pleasance, the legendary Jamie Lee Curtis, PJ Souls, Charles Cyphers, Nancy Keys, or as she was known then, Nancy Loomis. Just chilling, trying to decide what to get for lunch. Lunch at 7 o'clock at night. But then again, I don't know where you are, so it might be lunchtime where you are. Here at 7 o'clock at night in Massachusetts. Yes, I am in Boston. If you hadn't known that. Oh, it's only 4 p.m. there. That's still a late lunch. It's tax-free weekend over here, guys. I didn't quite take advantage of it yet, though. Maybe tomorrow. I did get a couple movies today at Savers, but I mean they're only a couple bucks anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. I picked up 42, the Jackie Robinson story. Like, oh, could pay my respects to the late Chadwick Boseman. How sad was that? Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. I'm sorry. The Black Panther himself. I couldn't believe that. I'm like, damn, he's so young. But, once cancer gets to you, it doesn't matter how old you are. Yes, Trash Stash. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. Very shocking. I mean, Marvel, the MCU is not going to be the same now without the Black Panther. I honestly hope they don't recast him. I think they should just let the character retire. Retire the character because I can't see anybody else playing him better than Chadwick Boseman. No way. He was just perfect for that role. Ever since I first saw him in Captain America: Civil War, I was like blown away. I'm like, this is awesome. Man, they really did a cool job on this character. And then, of course, he was in all the subsequent sequels, Avengers: Infinity War, and of course his own solo movie, The Black Panther, which was definitely a good one. All right, guys, almost ready to start your engines and get ready to watch Halloween along with me. Grab your box of popcorn, your soda, your potato chips, whatever you got. Some goodies, some chocolates, some Halloween candy. Because we're gonna get ready to go here. Let's get this thing going. So if you guys have the 4K Blu-ray, I'm gonna start it right after the Lionsgate logo. Once that's finished, and then the screen goes black, and that's where I'm starting from. If you guys have your copy of Halloween in the player, we are starting right from the beginning. The classic 1978 Halloween. And thank you so much, everyone who's joined me in the chat tonight. Thank you for joining me at the Horror Corner here for the live stream commentary of Halloween. And we're just going to have a good time. I'm going to talk about some key scenes and some of the reasons why I love this movie so much. Going to put it on. Yes, do that, man. Join us. Join in on the fun. Because we're going to have a blast tonight. Really looking forward to it, guys. And I hope my Wi-Fi holds up the entire time. I don't want any interruptions. Hopefully, being that it's just me, will be okay. I know anytime I try to have multiple people lately, it just crashes and burns on me. It's so embarrassing when that happens. Look like an idiot. Look like a jackass. Like, welcome to the horror. Zip. Screen goes black. That's what happened to me. I'm like, oh, are you serious? But I have been having more luck with the phone. But the only thing about when you do it on the phone, it's harder to see the chat. When I use my laptop, I can see the chat right on the right to me. I can see everything people are saying. I can respond. But when you do not on the phone, it's a lot harder. So maybe I'll save the laptop streaming just for solo streams like this. All right, does everybody have their Halloween copy in the machine ready to play? Give you a couple more minutes. I'm gonna keep the volume low. I don't want to get sued by John Carpenter for the music. You guys know all about that, you fellow YouTubers. You don't want no copyright infringement. And obviously, that's a big one, Halloween. And we all know how John Carpenter is, with money. It's all about the money. What'd you guys think about his comments on Halloween Kills coming up? He said this is going to be the quintessential slasher movie. I hate to burst your bubble, John, but that would be this movie because there's no way in hell are you going to tell me that Halloween Kills is going to be better than the original. This is the quintessential slasher movie. He loves free checks, yeah. I mean, how much did they pay him to say that? That's almost like when James Cameron was talking about Terminator Genesis being the sequel we've all been waiting for. And it was like the biggest piece of crap. Like, it's like, yeah, okay. How much did they pay you? Yeah, and we know John Carpenter is happy to take a check, But we love him, He's my favorite. I may talk like I don't like the guy, but he's actually my favorite director in the world ever. Collector Man, you got your Blu-ray ready. Is Nick Castle your favorite Michael Myers? Oh, that's a tough one. It's actually Dick Warlock from Halloween 2 is my favorite Michael Myers, honestly. But take nothing away from Nick Castle. He did an absolutely fantastic job. And yes, he set the standard for what the shape should be. Absolutely. I just felt like Dick Warlock took what Nick did and took it like to the next level. But that's just my opinion. I just felt like he was scarier. He was the scariest, creepiest Michael Myers ever. But that's just me. We all have our opinions on that. Hey, late horror show in the chat. What's going on, dude? Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate that. All right, we got people in chat. We got the Trash Stash, Sean Blue Digital stop by. We got the Collector Man. Everybody get their copies of Halloween ready to go because I'm going to play it just about right. All right, ready? About to hit the play button. Ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Bam. Here we go. Let's do this. Oh, I can hear the theme a little bit there. Let me turn the music down. I don't want to get in trouble. Mustafa Akkad presents. Yes, rest in peace to the great Mustafa Akkad. I mean, without him, John Carpenter wouldn't have been able to make this movie, of course. And we wouldn't have had the whole franchise pretty much up until his passing. And then his son took over, Malik Akkad. Deborah Hill production. Of course, the credits on this is so classic. That Jack-o'-lantern with the great music, that brilliant score by John Carpenter himself. Yes, Trash Dash, it is Halloween time. I don't care if there's no trick-or-treaters this year because of COVID. I'm still having Halloween. It's going to be Halloween in the horror corner, let me tell you. Featuring Kyle Richards, who will be returning in Halloween Kills 40 years later. That's pretty awesome, actually. And a very important part of why Halloween is so good is director of photography Dean Cundy. Doesn't always get enough credit, You put it on VHS. This looks really nice on the 4K. I love it. So happy I picked that up. And executive producer Erwin Yablans, who you got to give him a lot of credit too, because he came up with kind of the general outlook of it. He came up with the name that it should be called Halloween, and that it should be about a babysitter getting stalked by the boogeyman on Halloween. Right here is one of my favorite opening scenes in horror history. Absolutely brilliant. I love this. The way it's shot is just brilliant from the perspective of the killer. And here we have young Judith Myers, Michael Myers' sister, played by Sandy Johnson, who happens to be a member of my Facebook group, the Horror Community United. She's on there, yeah. Really cool. Got your VHS in front of you. Would have had to dig the Blu-ray out of the dresser drawer. This is definitely a step up the 4K for me. I mean, the Blu-ray looked all right, but this is definitely a lot better. I love that the camera work, using the Panaglide going when he's walking around the house to the back door, Very creepy. And the lighting on this is great, See, the house is dark, and then it turns the light on, the kitchen, grabs the kitchen knife out of the drawer. And from what I heard, that shot was actually Deborah Hill's arm, playing young Michael there. You always wonder what Michael Myers' parents did for a living. Good question. We don't know. We never got to know a damn thing about Michael's parents throughout the entire franchise. It's never mentioned, nothing. Of course, until Rob Zombie's remake, we did get to know Deborah. But, that's a whole thing. That's the remake. But in the original franchise, we never got to know anything about his parents. Here we go, going up the stairs there, about to grab his little clown mask. And then whoosh, and then he just sees the eyes cut out on the screen. Michael's first victim, Judith Myers. A better title than The Babysitter Murders, yes, Collective. Absolutely. You wonder if it would have gone as far as it did if it was called The Babysitter Murders. I'm not sure. Michael! And the way they shot this, the knife going up and down reminds me a lot of Psycho, the original Psycho, the shower scene. But you don't see the knife going in her, You just kind of hear it, But you do see the blood on her body, her naked body. Resident of Collinwood, welcome to the chat. Who's your favorite kill in the Halloween franchise? That's tough. There's so many great kills in Halloween. And there's that epic shot that is just brilliant, when the father grabs the mask off of Michael, and you see him, little 6-year-old Michael Myers standing there in the clown suit and the knife, bloody knife in his hands, and that slow pull out shot, and then it goes like over their heads. Awesome shot, amazing. Now we're over at Smith's Grove, Illinois, where we meet the legendary Dr. Loomis, as played so brilliantly by Donald Pleasance. So to answer your question on that, Resident of Collinwood, my favorite kill in the Halloween franchise would be from Halloween 2, actually, 1981. The death of Nurse Karen in the hot tub. I just love that scene. And here we meet Dr. Loomis talking to Nurse Marion Chambers, played by Nancy Stevens, who will be returning in Halloween Kills, even though she was killed in Halloween H2O, but that doesn't count. You're serious about it, aren't you? I mean, you actually never want him to get out. Never. Never. Trash Stash says, I really love the laundry machine kill in H6, the exploding head. Yeah, that's pretty epic. Is the Rabbit and Red match pack there? Which Rob Zombie made a whole big thing of that, and his remake, that was the strip club that he used. Pull up to the main gate. Go on, move. Since when did they let them wander around? Oh, shoot. There's the patients outside walking around. What the hell is going on? It's pouring rain out. Uh-oh, he left Marion Chambers all alone. Ah. There's Michael Myers. Just jumped on top of the car. And this Nick Castle does talk about that actually was him in the just the gown, the mental patient's gown. And he talks about how it was just absolutely freezing cold when they filmed that scene. And he's wearing like nothing but the hospital gown. He's gone. He's gone from here. The evil is gone. I love that. Love Donald Pleasance. There's no way you can tell me that anybody could ever play Dr. Loomis as good as Donald Pleasance. No effing way. I don't think so. I don't think John Carpenter played Michael in any of the scenes, Trash Trash. I know that Tommy Lee Wallace did that scene in the closet there towards the end. Several people played Michael. I don't think John Carpenter actually did though. Deborah Hill did a couple scenes, not just the opening scene, but she did the scene where young Tommy looks across the street and just sees him standing there, like the shadow of him. That's her in the suit. There's Jamie Lee Curtis. We meet Laurie Strode. Getting ready to drop the keys off at the Myers place. And she runs into young Tommy, played by Brian Andrews. I mean, I really wish they brought him back to play Tommy as grown up. But, you know, they got Anthony Michael Hall, who's obviously an established actor, and he's a really good actor. And sometimes when you get these actors that haven't done anything in years and years and years, it might not be such a good idea, you know. But who knows? This whole sequence is so epic. Yeah, absolutely. Can we eat candy? Can we carve the jack-o'-lantern? I was hoping they'd bring Paul Rudd back as Trash Dash. Yeah, that would have been cool too. There it is, the legendary Myers house. All decrepit and run down. You can't go in that place. Lonnie Lamb says it's haunted. Guess who's inside? Staring right at her. Lonnie Lamb probably won't get out of the 6th grade. Here we go. It's when she sings the song. I wish I had you all alone. Just the two of us. So creepy seeing Michael standing there watching her. And Jamie Lee Curtis totally improvised that song. All points bullet wouldn't stop a 5-year-old. Always thought it was cool that Michael knew how to drive. Oh, for God's sakes, he can't drive a car. But he was doing very well last night. Perhaps someone around here gave him lessons. You don't see too many slasher icons drive. I love that he drives. Exactly. That's creepy when he's driving around just staring at Tommy when he's walking down the sidewalk. And through the whole movie, he's creeping behind people, driving behind them, you know. I love that stuff, man. And it's very subtle too. I mean, if you didn't, some people might not even notice watching the movie that he's driving behind Laurie the whole time. Collector Man says, I hated the Dr. Loomis narration over the opening credits of H2O. Me too. I hate that. Is the classic scene of Laurie in the classroom looking out the window and seeing the shape. But then, of course, she gets asked a question and she answers it perfectly, even though she's not paying any attention. Now he's gone. Yeah, Collector Man, I didn't like that. You know, I couldn't understand why they couldn't just use like an old audio clip of Dr. Loomis saying that, or just use the audio clip from the original Halloween. I mean, why did they need to use some actor doing his imitation? And it's lame. It's so obvious that it's not him. Ooh, the boogeyman, the boogeyman. The boogeyman is coming. Leave me alone. Don't you know what happens on Halloween? Yeah, we eat candy. Poor kid. Damn bullies. Oh. I bet you he just wet his pants. He just ran into the shape. Like I said, Nick Castle definitely did set the standard. He's very creepy in the film. Hey, what's up, Phil's Creepy Videos? Yeah, Nick Castle definitely set the standard of what the shape should be. And he set the standard of all other Michael Myers to follow, you know. They all follow in his footsteps and they all take something from what he created, you know, the style that he gave to the character. Absolutely. Anyone who's played the Michael Myers in any of the films in the franchise, they all take something from Nick Castle. They may bring their own little spin to it, but there's always the elements of what Nick Castle did. My only issue is when I feel like people give him too much credit because other people played him in the film, you know? It wasn't just him. But a lot of it was, but I definitely give him a lot of credit, but you can't give him 100% of the credit because like Tommy Lee Wallace did a key scene in the film there. You know, I had Deborah Hill doing it. You had other people do the stunts of like when he falls off the balcony, that was a stunt man, you know. And then you had Tony Moran who did the scene where he's unmasked. But yeah, the bulk of it is him, so definitely got to give him a lot of the credit. But that's another reason why I love Dick Warlock's performance so much. That's all him. Any scene with Michael is him. All the stunts, everything. But certainly the mask in the original Halloween is by far the best, easily. Tony Moran played him the best. Yeah, that 1 second that he was in. It's really the only time in the original franchise that you get a good look at his face. Yeah, I know they show him in the remakes, you know. At least adult Michael, anyway. Tickets are on sale. PJ Souls enters the scene as Linda the Ditz. And then we have Nancy Loomis as Annie. Annie Brackett, daughter of Sheriff Lee Brackett. I just love this scene when they're just all three of them together, just walking down the street, BSing, you know, just acting normal. And it's believable, you know. That's you know, Deborah Hill wrote the dialogue whenever it's just the women talking, and it to me it feels legit. It feels real, you know, like a couple of girls hanging out talking, and it feels natural. That's one of the things I love about it. There he comes. Here he comes in that stolen station wagon. Do you think we'll ever see John Carpenter and Dean Cundey team back up? If yes, what would you like to see them do? Well, I mean, Halloween. Why couldn't they have John Carpenter do the third one? Have him do Halloween Ends. I know that's not gonna happen. Obviously, it's not gonna be John Carpenter. I wish it was, but isn't that Devon Graham? I don't think so. It's that guy that drove by so fast and you yelled at him. Subtle, isn't he? Hey, jerk. Speed kills. Do you guys think that if John Carpenter actually directed a Halloween film today, that it would be good? You know, because let's face it, I mean, he hasn't done much of anything in years. But maybe something like this would give him a kick in the ass. Like, the fans expect so much. You better do a good job. I just don't think he would do it ever again. He's just happy to be an executive producer, collect the money. But who cares? I always forget my math book, my science book. There's that classic scene of Michael hiding behind the bush. It's awesome. Ooh, Lori, scared another one away. Totally. I think it would be pretty good. He's directed a few music videos that were really cool. Yeah, true. Um, yeah, guys, every scene in this movie to me is just like iconic. Like, there's no movie like this that I could watch where like every scene to me is just epic and iconic. The way it's shot, it's just brilliant. Doesn't get any better than this. The lighting, the mood, the atmosphere, the style of direction, the cinematography, the music, everything about it is brilliant. Our resident of Collingwood says I would love for John and Dean to do a modern day movie on The Shadow. Didn't work so well the last time. Enter Sheriff Lee Brackett. It's Halloween. I guess everyone's entitled to one good scare, huh? Classic line. And the dialogue in this movie I love too. So many classic lines in this movie. She's creeped out. She's looking around. Michael's already getting inside her head. Well, kiddo, I thought you outgrew superstition. What are you guys' thoughts on Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode in the original Halloween? I love her. To me, she's the perfect example of a final girl. You love the Gravekeeper story, yeah? Classic scene right here. She's looking at the backyard and she's the shape hiding behind the clothes rack. I think it would be great if John Carpenter directed Halloween Ends. He has it in him. A perfect end for the trilogy. I completely agree, you know. I just hope that if he did do it, he would take it really seriously, you know. 'Cause you can't screw around with something like that, you know. You better deliver the goods. I mean, especially when you've had a new director who did a fine job on Halloween 2018 and hopefully on Halloween Kills. I mean, and then you think about when was the last time John Carpenter had a good movie, you know? It wasn't Ghost of Mars. I thought she was great in it, Trash Jazz says. Getting a little tired of her storyline, though. Yeah, well, I get that. I get that. I know a lot of people say that. She just felt real here, you know, like totally believable. She's just a normal girl next door, you know, the babysitter. Just a local babysitter. She's kind of a good girl, too. She's not like you got the party girl, Linda, you know, the promiscuous girl, Annie, you know, kind of. And you got the good girl, the pure of heart, Laurie Strode. The young virgin who gets all giggly and nervous when she talks about possibly going out with Ben Tramer. You can't tell him that. There's a scene right here when she's talking to Annie in her car there. Now that's a 70s car if I've ever seen one. Rocking out to Don't Fear the Reaper. How perfect was that song for this movie? The song with more cowbell. Dun, 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 dun. Here you go, Trash Test, the Gravekeeper story. And he went inside and he got himself a hacksaw. He kissed his wife and children goodbye. But he never finishes the story, you know. He's like, "Where are we?" And that's it. I couldn't stand it when they redid this in the remake. I'm like, oh, this is so bad. And the guy's cursing, so wrong. Even though it was Sid Haig, which was cool, but no. More cowbell, yeah, baby. I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell. Judith Myers. He came home. Love it. I love it. Yeah, Loomis didn't want to hear the end. Here they go, passing the Chiba. She's not that good of a girl. She smokes some weed, you know. Ah, there he is right behind her. Michael's following him in the station wagon. You think guys running around with a stolen station wagon from the Smiths Grove Sanitarium that someone would notice. Gonna make some mac and cheese. Nice. Oh, what's the matter? You got the munchies? I've had many a night like that, my friend. Many a night. There he goes. Subtly pulls over. Up, someone broke into the local hardware store. Couple of knives, a mask. Like they wouldn't smell it. Like he wouldn't smell the weed. When they open the window. Or maybe he does. He just doesn't care. You would think he'd be like, "Damn, can you be a little more subtle about it?" That song was half the budget. Yeah. Is that to pay Blue Oyster Cult, probably. I love this part too when Dr. Loomis is talking to the sheriff and you just see Michael creeping in the street in the station wagon and crosses, turns around. Nobody sees anything. I didn't know you thought about things like that, Lori. Shut up. The infamous Ben Schramer, who meets his fate in Halloween 2. I knew it. Not starting. Sun's starting to go down a little bit. Michael's still following them in the station wagon. And they don't have a care in the world. They don't notice a damn thing. Here we go. It's nighttime now. Stuff's gonna start to go down, folks. In the little sleepy town of Haddonfield, there is a killer on the loose. Escape mental patient. He's waiting. It's an instinctive force within him. So creepy when he crosses the street and hides behind the tree. Just staring at Annie walking by. Beautifully shot, that scene. Everything in this movie is beautifully shot. Without a doubt, John Carpenter's best work right here, in my opinion. His direction in this movie's flawless. Stash, you didn't like Jamie Lee in Halloween 2018? Oh, they're checking out the scene at the Myers house. This looks so good in the 4K. I'm really enjoying this, guys. The 4K version of Halloween looks really nice, and it's the sound more than anything though is what does it for me. He got hungry. Man wouldn't do that. This isn't a man. If you guys are just tuning in right now, welcome everybody to the Horror Corner. We are doing a live stream commentary of the original Halloween from 1978, directed by legendary John Carpenter. Welcome, everyone. Thank you joining me in the chat. Everyone who joined me in the chat tonight and who is still with us right now. We had a lot of people show up. We had Sean Blue Digital. We had the Late Horror Show. We got Trash Dash here right now. We got the Collector Man. We got Resident of Collinwood. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in and joining me for this commentary on Halloween. I'm having a great time so far. We're already like halfway into it. Right now, we got Dr. Loomis and Sheriff Lee Brackett inspecting the Myers house. They are on the trail of Michael Myers, who just escaped from the Smiths Grove Sanitarium. Obviously, Dr. Loomis was the psychiatrist of young Michael. Here we go, the classic speech, baby. I met him 15 years ago. I was told there was nothing left. No reason, no conscience. Not even the most rudimentary sense of life or death, good or evil, right or wrong. I met this 15-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face and the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. I spent 8 years trying to reach him, another 7 trying to keep him locked up because I realized what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil. Greatest line in the history of horror. And if you are right, damn you for letting him go. Cut to Lori and young Tommy. Welcome back, Trash Dash. He's about to show Lori his comic collection. Laser Man, Neutron Man, Tarantula Man. What's the Boogeyman? Guess where Michael is paying visit to Annie. And Annie's about to be ripped apart by the family dog. And here we meet young Lindsay Wallace, played by Kyle Richards. Does a great job. And she will be returning in Halloween Kills. Not sure yet what her role will be, but I don't. I wonder if she's gonna be in like the 78 flashback scenes and stuff. Trash Stash says he always liked Annie. It's too bad she died. Would have loved to see her come back. Yeah, I agree. Technically, her corpse came back, and she did come back just to do that little shot of her body. See, this is the scene I'm talking about. That's Deborah Hill and as the shape and the shadow there when Tommy looks across the street. Which is interesting that she wanted to do that scene there. Why didn't Nick Castle do that? Maybe she just wanted to have that cool moment. And why shouldn't she? She's the producer of the movie. I bet several of them, probably said, I want to do that scene. Is Michael messing with her, breaking stuff outside the porch? Guess what Lindsay's watching on TV? The Thing. Little did we know that John Carpenter would be directing his legendary remake of The Thing in 1982. The shape is coming in contact with Annie's dog. I heard she kept a mask under her bed for years, too. Dun, dun. Michael just choked out the dog. 6 straight hours of horror movies. Little Lindsay Wallace won't know what hit her. I always thought that was cool that they were watching the Thing on TV. Like, dude, she's trying to watch the movie. Leave her alone. On Halloween night, it's when people play tricks on each other. It's all make believe. There's nobody outside. The boogeyman can only come out on Halloween night, right? Well, I'm here. I'm not going to let anything happen to you. Well, she did stay true to that. I mean, she did everything she could not to let anything happen to the children. So she was kind of true to her word there. She just didn't actually think the boogeyman himself would be showing up on their doorstep. I love the scene right here where he stalks Annie in the laundry room. Very, very creepy, and the lighting, and Michael in the background. You just kind of see his shadow off in the background. So well done, really creepy, and it almost seems like he's an otherworldly figure. Like he's there 1 second and he's gone the next second. I love the way the camera makes Michael seem like you know, otherworldly figure, like he's the boogeyman. That neighbor is the worst ever. The guy who looks out the window and goes back to bed. Lindsay. She's busy watching the thing. She's totally engulfed in the movie too. Like she's really enjoying the movie. So Paul calls. Good thing Paul called, huh? Or she would be in deep trouble. I mean, she is anyway, but she'll be right back. She got stuck in the window. Stuck, huh? Did you guys know that that was John Carpenter on the phone playing Paul? Ah, didn't know that, did ya? Fun little fact. Do you think that guy is the same guy from part 2 who says he was trick or treated to death? Could be. I didn't think of that. You don't know what death is. Yeah, yeah. I read that in one of the books about Halloween. Tell me you won't tell anybody about this. She's a little shit though. She tells him right away. Little Lindsay Wallace was being a little punk. The old rotary phone. Remember those? Well, some of you guys might not remember those, but I do. I'm old, if you didn't know. I'm pretty old. I'm going to be 45 this month. Well, not this month, September, actually. Such great camera work. I mean, like I said, a lot of why Michael Myers is so effective is the camera work, the way it's shot. His presence, is so mysterious because of the way the camera's shot. Makes him seem like, who is this guy? Is he a human being? Is he like a ghost or something? Is he really the boogeyman? All because the way it's shot. And of course, Nick Castle's performance has a lot to do with that, but it's like equally both, I would say. Yep, my family had a rotary phone. You didn't have a choice of ringtones. It's just you know. You couldn't play your favorite song as a ringtone or anything. You don't have a choice. It's that annoying loud as shit. I don't know why, but I always think of him looking like Luke Skywalker in that outfit of the young Tommy. He's got the same haircut and everything. It just reminds me of Luke Skywalker so much in that first movie, A New Hope. Hmm. Now Annie's just brought Lindsay over to so Lori can babysit her while she screws around with Paul. You user, you're using your best friend. Do you guys think Lindsay and Tommy had a little thing going there? I think he likes her. What I think she definitely likes him. I believe you, Tommy. Michael was a Star Trek fan. Tommy was a Star Wars fan. Yeah, that's right. Michael's mask was made from a William Shatner mask from Captain Kirk. Just a little fun little tidbit, guys. I wrote a script for my version of Halloween 3. This was long before Halloween came out from 2018. I wrote my supposed script to Halloween 3, which kind of followed uh, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. And in my version, it actually was a Captain Kirk mask. It was a kid that is dressed as a trick or treater, dressed as Captain Kirk from for Halloween. And Michael, in one of the scenes, takes the mask off the kid's head and puts it on. This is classic right here. Some people have issue with this kill. I'm like, this feels so real to me. Yeah, maybe I'll show it to you guys sometime. I actually submitted it to what was it, Dimension Films at that time? But I submitted it to the Weinsteins. They didn't call me back, you know. Oh well. Maybe because it's I kind of ripped on Rob Zombie's Halloween in my little letter I wrote. And I told him I want to bring it back to the kind of the more traditional route, like the original Halloween. I still wanted to follow the events of Zombies film, but I still wanted to make it a little more have the style of like the original. That'd be sick. You could do a fan film. Maybe I will sometime, you know. I'll do my version of Halloween 3 with Michael Myers. Yeah. I enjoyed it. I think we made a good film, but you know, who knows? Yeah, I might do that sometime. I might make a movie, my own fan film. Awesome shot of Michael carrying Annie into the house. Really creepy. And I love that music, that foreboding music in the background. The boogeyman's outside. Tommy, stop it. There's no boogeyman. If you don't stop this, I'm gonna put you to bed. I believe you, Tommy. Laura's like, she's just like the picture perfect babysitter, right? She's exactly what a babysitter should be, you know. Hey, Lonnie, get your ass away from there. It scared the shit out of him. Imagine. Does that Lonnie E. Lamb kid? I guess he's gonna be in Halloween Kills. I don't know why, but it seems kind of random to me. Like, really, this kid's coming back? Even like, why? Was he that memorable? The only thing memorable about him was that Dr. Loomis was trying to scare him away. Yeah, looked like a pretty good Halloween until Michael messed it up. I have a feeling that you're way off on this. Well, you have the wrong feeling. I saw him sitting there, staring at the wall, not seeing the wall, looking at this night, inhumanly patient. Death has come to your little town, Sheriff. You can either ignore it, or you can help me to stop it. You're telling me they're setting up for a slaughterhouse? They could be. I'm just so happy that John Carpenter was smart enough to pick Donald Pleasance for this role. It's just a perfect decision. They tried to get Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing, and either one of them wanted to do it, you know. But I'm just so happy they chose Donald Pleasance because he's just picture perfect for this role. And it's like, Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing, they had their big roles. Donald Pleasance deserved this role for him. Because he had worked so hard. He had done so many movies to get to this point. But the one role that everybody knows him from is Halloween. Even though he'd done so many movies before that. Trash Stash says Loomis's other patients must be mad. He's canceling all their appointments to chase Michael. I know, right? Yeah, I agree. Now Linda's screwing around with her boyfriend, Bob. But guess who's watching? Some people might think Michael likes to watch. Might think he's a perv or something. Because he's always around creeping in the background when people are making. Ooh, he's gonna kill. Everybody's having a good time tonight. Yeah, well, the party's gonna be over shortly. Because stuff is about to go down. What would you think if Loomis had a catchphrase? It's time to play the bill, Michael. It's time to pay the bill, Michael. He'd probably make it work. He's that good. He'd probably make that work, even though it sounds ridiculous. Have a good time. We definitely will. What's the matter? Can I get your ghost, Bob? A lot of people don't like her. I love her. I think it's classic, man. I love PJ Souls. The Bob death might be my favorite. Yeah, in this movie, the original, yeah, Bob's got to be the best kill of the movie. A friend of mine, Derek from Derek's Horror Corner, doesn't like the kills too much in this movie. I think they're really well done, really realistic. Yeah, of course they're not as brutal and it is to the franchise, but definitely memorable. And they don't show any blood other than the Judith Myers kill. There's no blood really. I like that about this movie, you know. It's more about the suspense and the tension and the atmosphere and the tone than the kills, you know. More some of the later sequels, that's what it's really about, the kills, you know, the creativity of the kills. There's so much more than that to this movie, you know. It's not about that. But the kills are memorable in my opinion. Even if they don't show blood, they still feel realistic, you know. Because a lot of them are strangulations, you know. There's no blood involved in a strangulation, but it feels real. It's like prolonged, like the scene with Annie in her car there. It was very prolonged and it felt like real because it takes in real life it would take a long time to strangle a person, I would think, you know. Especially when he picks up the phone, yeah. And what about when he strangles Linda too, you know, that's classic. Bob's about to get his right here. And the build up to this is so great because he checks the other door, he checks everywhere Michael's not until he opens the door. Bang. There he is. It's a great build up, you know. Suspense. That's what this movie's all about. This movie has some of the best suspense ever in a horror movie, in my opinion. And the point of view shot of his sister was really good. Yeah, absolutely. Linda, you jerk. Michael means business, baby. Like this is right. This right here. That's you. That's how you know there's more to this guy than just being simple escape mental patient. You know, he's got crazy strength. Obviously, it's like, man, what is with this guy? Who is this guy? You know, and the mystery of the killer is part of what's so great about the movie as well, too. You know, and he's got that classic head tilt there in that scene where he's just admiring his work. You know. There's just something about this guy, something about Michael Myers. I love how they do the eye holes through the point of view in his mask. They make him kind of blurry, yeah. And here's another classic scene. Michael coming with the ghost sheet on, you know. just toying with it. Mike, that's what Michael likes to do. He likes to toy with his victims and screw with them, playing a trick on them because it's trick or treat, Halloween. That's what you do. Michael likes the trick more than the treat. All right, where's my beer? Well, can't you answer me? Okay, don't answer me. Boy, are you weird. Here he comes. And Lori just happens to pick up the phone right when she's about to get it. Imagine that. You answer the phone and one of your best friends is being strangled to death on the other line. Really well done, the scene. And from what PJ Soul said, she did most of the acting in that, and that Nick Castle wouldn't like put any kind of real pressure on the phone cord there, that he was kind of too afraid that he would hurt her, but she's like, "Come on, tighter," But she had to kind of like improvise in that scene to make it look more real, like he's really choking the life out of her. But she did a great job there. And of course, Michael picks up the phone. I'd say this is probably the best shot of Michael's mask in the entire franchise, I think. You just get a really good shot of it. Lori checks the kids, makes sure they're all right, because she's about to go check across the street. Yeah, it's super creepy. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to scare the cat away. Cat's trying to come over here. Get out of here. Dr. Loomis is finally catching up. He found the car. He knows he's around. You never know when you might need that sewing needle, Lori. Get your ass away from there. Love the music on here. Lori's theme. Such a brilliant score. I mean, who would have known, It'd be such an iconic score. One of the most iconic scores in movie history made by the director himself. That's so cool. I think John Carpenter was the first one to do that, to save the cost on the production. He just did the soundtrack himself. Great way to save money, and he just happens to be pretty damn good at it. Awesome shot of the house there. That looks so good in 4K. Yep, I heard too. He first showed someone the movie with no music and they hated it. And then he added the music in and they loved it. Yeah. I saw him in an interview talking about that. And it didn't work. I've never tried that myself, have you? I don't think I've ever tried to watch it without the sound. It's most definitely not being funny, so cut it out. Lori's just gone across the street to check on her friends because she's kind of creeped out. Little does she know. It would be so weird with no music. Yeah, I probably would. I might try that sometime, just for the hell of it. All right, Annie, joke's over. She does that little move where she tries to scare them. There's nobody there. You'll be sorry. Here we go. Worst neighbor ever coming up here. Yeah, I know. When she tries to get help and she's screaming her head off and knocking on the doors and the light comes on. It's like, really? You don't even do anything? She's creeping up the stairs. Dun, 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 dun. I love the way they set that up. Oh, well, the way Michael set it up, actually. The headstone on the bed, Judith Myers' headstone that he stole from the graveyard earlier. The guy's just like, damn trick or treaters. This is some kind of joke. I've been trick or treated to death tonight. As Annie spread out on the bed, dead. With Judith Myers' headstone. That's awesome. He's a sick fuck, though, isn't he? And that's Michael being Michael, though, you know, playing a little trick on Laurie here, setting up the bodies for them to pop out, which they used quite a bit in Friday 13th, if you guys noticed. The Scream Queen, Jamie Lee Curtis, doing her thing. Hey, Jay, super awesome. What's going on, dude? Welcome to the stream. A live commentary of Halloween. Oh, here's this awesome shot of Michael in the background. Love that. where the mask slowly appears from the darkness and he stabs Laurie in the shoulder. And she falls down the stairs, and there's the dun, 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 dun. So freaking badass. And when I love Nick Castle does here. Just like the way he walks down the stairs is something so creepy about it, isn't it? Love the tension in the scene. Laurie's trying to get the door open. Michael's smashing through the door, smashing his fist right through the door. Awesome. And he opens the door and he's standing there with the knife just staring at her. Awesome. Perfect. So beautifully shot. And you see the shininess of the knife, Here's what you're talking about, Stash. Help! Somebody help me, please! Don't you hear me? Help me, please! Can't you hear me? So, question: if you stabbed a person with a knife and pinned them to the wall, would the knife actually be about to hold up the weight of the person? Yeah, I would think so. A big ass knife like that, and when you're someone as strong as Michael Myers is jabbing it into the wall right through his body. Yeah, I think it would. Awesome the way Nick Castle just slowly walks down the street there. He's in no rush, just walking. The keys, the keys. Bobby, open it to me. Bobby, Tommy, please. It's a freaking damn classic, man. 5-star freaking classic. Oh, man, that would suck. I hope the tornado passes you by, man. He's already in the house. Where is he? Oh, she's about to grab that sewing needle. Zzz, here he comes. Watch out. Oh, I got the needle right in his neck. Jay Super Awesome is extremely excited for Halloween Kills, but would be more excited for a new Friday 13th. I'd be down for that, yeah. So iconic seeing her look over the couch at his what appears to be his lifeless body on the ground. Always thought Tommy Lee Wallace was awesome in the closet scene. Yeah, he was. Like if you didn't know that was him, you wouldn't know that that was two different people playing the same character. He does it so perfectly. You're almost there, Dr. Loomis. Sheriff Brackett pulling up. He's here. I found the car. How do you guys feel about Halloween 2? I love it. You guys know I love it. I don't just like it, I love it. Just back here, I have the new Halloween 2 figure. Michael Myers, the clothed version. That's how much I love Halloween 2. I'm scared. I killed him. You can't kill the boogeyman. Ah! Awesome shot of Michael right in that scene there when he just got up the stairs and it's like, you can't kill the boogeyman. He looks badass right there. Here we go, the classic closet scene. Oh, come on with Halloween 3. Scene is freaking awesome. I love the shadow, and you see the shadow of him walking by from inside the closet. So awesome. The scene is terrifying. He's just like shaking the door, she's freaking out. Ooh. And we see just how resourceful Laurie Strode is right here. I love it. It's like I wonder if he planned that way, like when he shakes the light there. Digging what I can see of your Slayer shirt, thank you. Slayer drops the knife. Laurie picks it up, jabs him right in the face. Oof. And again, you hear the knife going into him. You don't see the blood. But you know that had to hurt. Biggest mistake ever by Laurie here. She has the knife, and what does she do with it? She leaves it right beside him. He's dead now. He's not gonna. Didn't you just see him get up after you stabbed him with the sewing needle? Jay Super Awesome says, I'll watch any movie with Tom Atkins and will most likely love it. Yeah, it wasn't my favorite performance by him. Honestly, I did not buy him as a doctor. It just didn't work for me. He has a few cool scenes though. I just don't buy him as a doctor. I think he says like one medical term in the whole movie. Do as I say. Yeah, and she takes too long to walk away. Here we go. He just sat up. So awesome. Dun, 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 dun. There he is. Dr. Loomis sees the kids just ran out of the house. What the hell's going on in there? Better get in there, buddy. Awesome, awesome scene. And the way he just like walks towards her and the way the camera's like blurry, but it's slowly. He is Tony Moran's 5 Minutes of Fame. We get that shot of Michael. I shot him 6 times. I shot him in the heart. This man, he's not human. Bam. Just drilled 6 slugs into him. He's got to be dead, right? He's got to be dead. What's the boogeyman? Why do people seem to think she says something else there? Hey, Mr. Bob Show, what's going on? We're just getting close to wrapping it up here because we reached the end of Halloween, the final climax where Dr. Loomis looks over the balcony and sees that Michael is not there. But you can tell knew that was going to happen, you know. And of course, John Carpenter told the story about that many times as they filmed two different parts to that scene. A version where Dr. Loomis doesn't know that he was going to be gone, and one way he does, you know, and that worked better. And Donald Pleasance was like that as an actor. He's willing to try different things and ad lib on things, you know. That's how good of an actor he was. He wanted this to be the best possible movie. She says it weird. It sounds like she says, "What's the boogeyman?" That is what she says. He didn't have to do a good job of acting like a doctor because I accept him for being himself as Tom Atkins. He always thrilled me. Yeah, but that's what he's supposed to be playing. Shouldn't that have something to do with his performance? Oh, no, he's just Tom Atkins being Tom Atkins. All right, I guess if you like that kind of thing, then kind of would like to see him actually play the role he's supposed to be playing. Just he's Tom Atkins. He's cool. Yeah, but no, Sean. I liked him better in Night of the Creeps. That's probably my favorite role of Tom Atkins. Maniac Cop, yeah. The Fog, of course, with Jamie Lee Curtis as well, and they actually had a little bingo in there. I like how it puts music performed by the Bowling Green Philharmonic Orchestra. We know it. That's not true. It's actually John Carpenter. He just thinks he's funny, doesn't he? And it's funny how they give Nick Castle the credit as the Shape, not as Michael Myers. They give Tony Moran the credit as Michael Myers, age 23. And he kind of plays that off like he was Michael Myers. So technically, yeah, but yeah. The Bowling Green Philharmonic Orchestra, the best band ever, man. All right, guys, that is the end. Finish. The film is over. That was so much fun, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. Everyone who joined me in the chat tonight, everyone who watched out there on YouTube, definitely had a blast, a great time watching Halloween with you guys. The original masterpiece, the original classic from 1978 from John Carpenter. As I said, this is my favorite film ever. I love this movie. I love everything about it. I love the way it was filmed, the way it was directed, the way it was produced, the way it was shot, the music. So many iconic scenes, and I love the dialogue. I love the performances. Everything about this movie, I love. It's just a phenomenal horror film, and there's a reason that so many people talk about Halloween all the time because it's great. Like some people say, I'm tired of hearing about Halloween. People talk about Halloween all the time. Well, there's a reason for that. It's a phenomenal movie. Had a blast, man. Thank you, Trash Stash. I really appreciate you showing up, and everyone that joined us in the chat tonight. We had the Late Late Horror Show. We had Sean Blue Digital. We had the Trash Stash. Jay Super Awesome. We had Mr. Bob Show. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Had an absolute blast, and I hope we can do this again sometime. Maybe next time I will do Halloween 2 for 1981. Let's keep it going. Yeah, last time I did 2018. Now I'm doing the original. So why not do Halloween 2 next time? So yeah, I think I will do that. And we'll have another great time because I love Halloween too. I could talk about that all night. But yeah, thanks for joining me, guys. Everyone out there in YouTube, thank you for joining me, Sean Patrick Urshan in the Horror Corner. Tune in and stay scared. Thanks, guys. Peace out, guys. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. Go out and have a good time on this tax-free weekend. Maybe buy some cool movies, get a nice horror haul,